loves, my name is Brianna, and if you're new to my channel, I have two little ones, a boy and a girl. Landon is almost 4. Presley is 20 months old. It's crazy how time is flying. But if you are new here and haven't been following the story, I do just kind of want to share, I guess, a little bit of just a testimonial of what's been going on in my life, the level of anxiety that I've been experiencing that has just gone through the roof. And I know everybody's, I think, experiences and stories when it comes to anything related to mental health are very nuanced and different, but I feel like I need to share it to then explain better the symptoms and what I've been feeling and why it's become extremely overwhelming lately. My father was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis when I was in high school. I was going into my senior year, and it wasn't until the next year when I was in college that his disease just really progressed, and he was put into an assisted living facility. And he is strong and he is a fighter, and he stayed in that facility, which was fairly independent, until this summer when he had a fall and a lot of things just kind of spiraled out of control. He was moved to a rehab nursing facility at the end of July, and he has been there ever since, and was put on hospice in September when his kidneys started shutting down. They were able to stabilize them, and again, he is a fighter. He's blown every doctor and what everybody has given him, like, that time out of the water. But obviously, having a parent on hospice, it pushed me. I think some people grieve differently, but I've always been like a very planner, organized, perfectionist person. Hold on, I just want to breathe so that I can actually share the story and not make it unintelligible because I'm crying. I think every person grieves differently, and I think some people hold it in, bottle it up, and don't actually like put themselves in that grieving space. But I'm not gonna lie, we had some conversations when his original accident happened and he was refusing to go to the hospital. And I think if he could have had the choice back then, he ultimately was choosing, he wanted to pass in that apartment again that he moved into my first year of college. He said to me, he said his goodbye to me. So for me, I grieved then, or I started grieving then. I think it's been like a very torturous grieving process over the last now 7 months. And I just caught myself, I almost apologized for crying, and that's just stupid, because if you need to cry, you should cry, and your feelings are your feelings, and you should never feel like you're not allowed to feel sad or you're not allowed to grieve. So if there's anything I've learned since I started therapy in September, that's definitely one of them, that your feelings are valid. So don't ever let anybody make you feel like you can't feel a certain way. I just want you guys to be able to understand me talking. But obviously, grieving for so long and just feeling like everything is so out of control, as somebody who my entire life, again, being a planner, being very much a perfectionist, which has, to me, very problematic things. I think there are definitely some benefits, and society reinforces a lot of perfectionist qualities as being highly valued, but I think the mental toll that has taken on me has gotten to very unhealthy states in my past. And I think that's just what this, I have felt out of control for months. So between my dad's actual health, knowing that he is on hospice and near death is very out of control, because it's not what you want. And on top of that, my husband, again, if you've been following our family or our vlogs, he's just very accident prone. He has so many injuries. He's had so many injuries since we've even started dating. Between tearing his Achilles tendon shortly after my son was born, he tore something in his knee when we were just dating. He injured his foot when I was pregnant with my daughter Presley. This summer, he pulled an abdominal muscle, so he wasn't able to lift up any of the kids or help with a lot of the housework. And then in November, he got into a car accident when he was traveling for work and got a concussion. So I am trying to manage so many things, and I'm trying to manage my business. I have 2 little kids. I have a home to take care of. I'm trying to manage everything for my dad because my parents are divorced and my sister lives out of state, and I am my dad's power of attorney. So there has just been a lot of things that, despite even having the power of attorney paperwork, have been an absolute cluster. I hired a lawyer to try to help, and just to be honest, it's like not helpful. And the week of Christmas, my dad's place where he's currently at, because of a lot of just the financial stuff I was trying to figure out for him so that he can get on Medicaid and, you know, so that everything is taken care of for him financially. They were even like texting me on Christmas Eve, and the lawyer who I had hired was out of office from like right before Christmas, and they said January 2nd. And I communicated that even to the facility, and I was still getting texts on Christmas Eve. So it just, like, that is just so uncool. Like, why would you ruin somebody's holiday? What am I going to do on Christmas Eve when everything is closed? It just, I don't know, it just reminds me that there are some really evil people in this world that don't care how much they hurt you. And they really don't care about anyone or anyone else's feelings. So knowing all that was going on during the holidays, which are just hard as it is with everything, I was trying to put on a really brave face and stay super positive for the kids and my dad and my family. Inside, I'm like drowning. And when I could finally get a lot of the like financial people on the phone for some of the stuff I needed to take care of, I had to have my dad 3-way with me, and I could just hear on the phone, like, this stuff was just stressing him out so much, and it just makes me then feel guilt that even as the power of attorney and as his daughter who's trying to take care of all of this stuff, like, I just can't do it. Like, I feel like a failure. I feel guilt. And that's why then this last week, like, the chest pains, and I felt them before, but they would always go away. Like, I was always able to figure out a way to maybe like take some stuff off my plate that week, have a day where I was, you know, relaxing, focused on self-care. I've always really tried to watch my diet and make sure I'm eating the healthiest things. It's not that my diet's perfect, but I try to follow the Mediterranean diet, which is what a doctor recommended to me when I first went in, when I started feeling chest pains around this time last year. And again, I felt like I was managing it. Like, it wasn't anything that felt unmanageable. And this last week, it has felt so beyond management. It has been every day I feel like I'm having a heart attack. I can't take deep breaths. I have no appetite. I have no motivation to get out of bed, which is not me. Like, I've had a lot of stress, but I'm never not motivated. Like, it's just not me. And that's what's scary. Like, that then it's even worse, because as somebody who just wants control and wants things to feel okay, you're like, I'm not myself, and I can't figure out why. There's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do to feel like myself right now. It just sucks. You just want to be okay, especially because I have 2 little kids, like, and then it's even worse, like, on top of everything, you're like, I'm not the best mom I can be right now. And at the end of the day, like, if you ask me what is the one thing you just want to be, I just want to be a good mom. And I just feel like I can't be. I'm trying to still just go through the motions. I do know this. I know that this is just a season. I know that this is just a rough time. So I'm still trying to like get up, get dressed, put on makeup, because it does make me feel better. Like I would do that like when I wasn't feeling this way. If I was even like feeling a little bit like not confident, I would do that and feel confident again and feel so much better. So I'm trying to do the things to just stay as normal as possible, even though I don't feel as normal. And I know like that might not matter to some people. Like you probably don't need to wear makeup and it doesn't matter what you're wearing and you're fine and can be happy. And I think that's great. But for me personally, like I'm just trying to do what works for me. Some of the other just options that I know, because I shared this on my Instagram story, and I did just want to like say the options so that if you're over there feeling like you're drowning too, you at least know some of the potential life preservers that are out there for you. As far as like the medication route goes, like there are definitely some meds that people told me have really helped them. Zoloft and Xanax were the two that I heard more than anything. Obviously you're gonna have to ask your doctor and see if that will work for you. And trust me, like the thought has crossed my mind, because I'm not breastfeeding. Last year at this time when I was just feeling, and like literally what I was feeling back then is nothing to what I feel today when it comes to the chest pains. But I was breastfeeding my daughter Presley at the time. So that's when my doctor and I talked about just like, I think exercising every day, following the Mediterranean diet is really gonna help you. And again, I feel like that did. Like it has allowed me to manage some pretty heavy stuff for a long time. I think the only reason I right now am hesitant to go on any type of medication is because we do want to add to our family, and I just don't want to take anything that then I'd have to come off of, and I also just don't know how that would affect my body and my reproduction. So that's just why I'm trying to find, are there other options before going that route? It's not to knock anybody who needs medication, because 100% like you have to make the choices that are going to be best for you so that you can feel okay. But that's just why I'm trying to explore other options before I decide to go that route. Because not saying that I wouldn't. Like if at the end of the day, that's what I need to be the best mom for Landon and Presley, and that means that baby number 3 is out of the equation, I'm very blessed, and maybe that's where we're at, which makes me sad. But because I really want more kids, but I don't want another baby if I'm feeling like this, you know? Like I just feel like it wouldn't be right to bring another human into this when I feel so miserable. Anyways, if you're still here watching the crying show, these were some of the other things that people recommended. There's CBD oil, and a lot of people said there's a lot of versions that don't have any THC, because I know depending where you live, that's like outlawed in a lot of states. There's magnesium that I was told you can get this on Amazon, and that's supposed to really, really help. Obviously going to a doctor too and just getting a blood test, like making sure that there isn't something else either hormonally or body-wise that could be triggering the way that you're feeling. Exercise, which I mentioned, which I do like just from a cardio perspective because of how horrible my heart feels. I try to do cardio every single day. Going to therapy, which I've shared, the site that I use is called BetterHelp. I will link it down below. It really has changed, and I know like, yes, I am in a spiral right now because of all of the external factors, but even when I was in my spiral, just even using the online chat with my therapist has helped me a lot. And it's helped me work on a lot of other things from my past that I needed to let go of, and I could not recommend going to therapy, whether it's in person or online. I feel like that has really, really helped me. There's yoga and meditation. Also different breathing exercises or different mindfulness exercises, mantras that you can say. Writing things down, or for me, one of my favorite things to do actually is to go on Pinterest and just however I'm feeling or whatever kind of mood boost I need, I look for inspirational or motivational quotes that sort of apply. Also Bible verses for different feelings, and I feel like that always like really uplifts me and helps pull me through, which is also why I share a lot of motivational quotes within my videos too. And then diet. So my doctor recommended to me the Mediterranean diet, which I felt was really good because it's not a diet to lose weight or dramatically change things, but it's just picking out really healthy foods that are going to work best for your body. And that when they've done studies of people who live the longest, I think it's the Mediterranean diet because it's oftentimes around the Mediterranean Sea and just what those people eat throughout their lifetime. So there is still like wine and chocolate included, but it's really healthy vegetables, fruits, whole grains. There's a lot of fish, which I don't care for fish, but like lean chickens, really lean red meat. So it's just very healthy choices that I don't feel are difficult or restrictive. And then when it comes to supportive friends, I cannot thank my high school girlfriends enough for all of their pick-me-ups. And then just some of the really good friends that I've made here on YouTube who keep me positive and motivated and help plan trips so that I have things to look forward to in the future. It like, seriously, it helps keep me going. And all of you in this community who sent me these messages with ideas, tips, things that I can be doing, and just having this support and knowing that unfortunately a lot of you have experienced these same feelings, the chest pains that can be really, really scary, or just the anxiety or like the depression feelings, which I've never felt that. So I just, it's not that I want anyone else to ever feel this way, but when other people have and they share it and are open about it, it's so helpful. And that's why I decided to make this video. I don't want anyone to pity me, feel sorry for me. I want you to know that you are not alone. Like, your feelings are 100% valid. And I also want you to know, like, you don't have to feel this way forever. I'm telling you right now, I am not going to feel this way forever. This is horrible. This is the worst, and I'm not going to do it. And I'm going to figure out what of these ways are going to work for me. And I hope that that also then allows you to figure out what of these different strategies are going to be able to help you, because this sucks and like we're not feeling this way forever. Like, this is a moment in time, and we're going to look back on it and realize how much stronger that this unfortunate season has then made us for the rest of our lives. And I'm committed to that, and I hope you're committed to that too. I have two more things. Last night, and I actually have to finish filming it today because it's taking me forever. I think if I like KonMari'd my whole house, it would take me over a year. I'm not even kidding. And I'm like a fairly organized, clean person, but just like the time it takes to fold everything, and I don't know, I spent like 7 hours on it last night. I was up super late, but I'm gonna try to get through the rest of the bathroom drawers and all of that. And I only did my own. Like I told Adam, he's got to do this on his own if he wants to KonMari his drawers, because Mama's only got time for so many KonMariing. But when I saw the piles of stuff that I'm gonna take to donate, and just the end result of how my closet looks and my drawers looks and how empty, it's so freeing. It's such a release. It truly is. The clutter, the physical clutter that you have, I do think 100% is connected to your mental clutter. And finally, anything that is toxic in your life that is bringing you down, whether it is TV shows that you're watching and consuming, whether it's people you're following, whether it is friends that don't give you the support and positive energy that you need, cut it out. Like, you deserve to be happy. You deserve to be happy. Let me repeat that. You deserve to be happy, and anyone that comes in the way of you and your happiness, you've got to let them go. Like your life is not worth it. Your happiness is not worth it. And the people who matter to you, they're gonna be there for you whether you're happy or not happy, but you don't let anyone else get in the way of your happiness. Thank you for being here. You matter. And if you are going through anything like this, you are not alone. And we're gonna get through it together, and I'm committed to just continue sharing like my mental health journey. I was really afraid to share any of this. Honestly, a year ago, I don't think I could really open up about all of this, but I think I have a new mindset having gone through what I'm going through with my dad, of knowing that tomorrow isn't promised, and I've got to just like throw a lot of fear to the side, and I want my time here on earth to be helping people, like helping other people. That's next to being a good mom for my kids and raising my kids well, helping other people. And I think they're obviously connected because I'm helping my kids by raising them. But I want to share this, even though it's hard and it's scary. And I know there's so many stigmas attached to mental health and anybody saying that something's wrong, but I don't want to cuss. Screw that. Like, screw it. Like, it's ridiculous. 1 in 4 people suffers from a mental health illness, and only 1 in 5 get help. Like, we've got to change that. And if you're one of the people that's like afraid to get help because of the stigmas attached, then don't tell anyone. But like, there are still options for you to get help. There's online, there's in person, there's over the phone. Like, you deserve the help. So I just don't want you sitting there and suffering alone. Like, that's the worst feeling in the world. And what's crazy is we have like over 100,000 people in this community, and I still will have times where I feel alone in it, which is bananas, because I know you're here for me. So that's just where I don't want anybody feeling alone or feeling like you don't know what to do when you feel this way. So I hope that this video was helpful, and I'll continue to share. And I think the more open you can be in sharing just helps everyone when they are affected by some kind of mental health issue, because it's going to happen to 25% of us. So I would rather share and stop living in fear and stop being scared if it means that I can help people. So all right, I'm gonna go continue KonMariing, and hopefully that will help a little bit of just me feeling not in control, because I think that is something that really does help me. And I will see you guys in my next video. Again, just thank you for the love and the support.